Let me take you through a trip down memory lane. We're going to talk about not the 10, not the 20, but the best 30 designer releases of the 2010s. Let's do this. Welcome back to another video. Max here. If you love to make a great first impression, smelling good is a great way to do that. As you guys know that, today we're talking about 30 best releases designers from 2010 all the way until 2019, the last decade. Of course, if you missed pre-2000s and 2000s best releases, the cards are here. Go check them out. Let's hop into this because we got a lot of ground to cover. Get comfortable. Let's go. Kicking off the list, I'm going to start off with an honorable mention because this fragrance was originally released in 1882. You heard that right. This is a reinterpretation, a re-release of a great timeless classic, Fougère Royale from 𝗿𝗏𝗏. Rodrigo Fleury was commissioned to make this fragrance, and by gosh, this is an amazing fragrance. If you want to really experience timeless in the bottle, seek this fragrance out. This is incredible. Just leave it at that. Great honorable mention to open up the 2010s. You could not start a top list without mentioning this fragrance, especially when it came to the last decade. I think this fragrance single-handedly shaped up the fragrance industry when it comes to great releases. We might not talk much about it here in fragrance groups or frag.com, of course. We're always looking for intriguing, daring, niche fragrances, but this fragrance here has a place in history. We're talking Bleu de Chanel 2010 release, whether you then experience the 𝗿𝗏𝗏𝗶 or the Pure Parfum, which is my favorite release and rendition of this particular DNA. But Bleu de Chanel 2010 is definitely a fragrance that marked a moment, a period of releases of this blue shower gel, but had more intriguing facets to it. At that point, like the incense here, some of the notes here were really intriguing, captivating, and this is a very alluring scent. You can't deny that. The next one I'm about to share with you is a fragrance that was really under the radar. Many people didn't talk about. It was one of those hidden gem kind of fragrances, and actually you could find this at discounters for about $20, $25, sometimes $30 if it was the bigger one. This is the 75 ml Eau de Toilette, which I believe was the first iteration of this fragrance, then released as an Eau de Parfum. This is Midnight in Paris from Van Cleef & Arpels. Beautiful bottle, one of the best in the game. Unfortunately, discontinued now. This has like a rubbery, balsamic, powdery kind of a vibe, but it's sensual, it's romantic. It's a great fragrance. Like I said, a lot of the fragrances here, some are going to be hidden gems, under the radar. To me, these are the best releases of the last decade. Of course, this is one of them. If you guys have your best releases, best experiences from the last decade, let me know in the comments. But Midnight in Paris from Van Cleef & Arpels is definitely one of the best from last decade. You guys realize we're doing this periodically. We're starting at the beginning of the decade and we're going to end at the end of the decade. Of course, this next one, my favorite from the Amen from Mugler, which by the way was bought out, as you know, and by now pretty much the Pure Man, the Amen Pure collection has been axed. This one here from 2011, you can actually find here and there, but it's not as easy to find. This is Pure Havane. A lot of people compare this to Naxos from Xerjoff. This is basically a phenomenal tobacco scent that's, again, very seductive, very bold, very alluring. Love the stuff. It took the DNA from Amen and added these beautiful dried fruit and tobacco nuances to the scent. Also from the 2010s, we had Pure Tonka, Pure Wood, Pure Zest, and Crypto Mint, which also deserve to be talked about because they were actually quite good. Next up, another Chanel. Now this one here, some may say, is one of those classic cases of a flanker that's better than the original. Of course, the original Chanel Allure. Then we had Chanel Homme Sport. This is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme 2012 release. Just an incredible fragrance. It has tonka, it has mint up top, some vanilla. It is, I think, what Versace Eros became shortly after, which was even sweeter with the vanilla. This one here, I think, is just right. It's classy, it's sweet, it's not overboard, it's not sickly sweet, not sickly syrupy, but it's one of those scents that if you're looking for compliments, if you want a fragrance for dates, this fragrance will definitely deliver. This next one is one of the most talked about fragrances on YouTube or on social media. If you guys follow social media and fragrance channels, fragrance blogs, this is definitely one that got a lot of limelight here. This is Versace Eros. I don't particularly love this fragrance. We're talking mint, vanilla, and tonka beans. That's pretty much the triad that you're gonna get with this fragrance. It is nice though, ladies do enjoy. People in general do enjoy. I mean, these designer companies, they know what they're doing. They do their research. They know the kind of scents that do, bring people in. If you're looking for compliments, romantic scents, stuff that's going to give you a very pleasant vibe about yourself, this is definitely one to consider. But I think it's a little played out by now, but definitely one of the greats from the last decade. This next release here is explosive. By now you should know I'm talking about Spice Bomb 2012 Viktor and Rolf. I'm going to take this thing off because otherwise it's jingling and making noise here. Spice Bomb, I remember when it first came out in 2012, I actually picked up a bottle on first sniff at the store. I loved it so much. I'm going to actually spray here. Oh, it smells so good. This is actually a vintage bottle from 2012, mind you, and it's pretty much almost gone. I have just a little, third of the bottle left. It is great. This is going to be a tobacco, dried fruit, a little bit similar to 𝗕𝗘𝗦𝗏 from Tom Ford, but in a drier, a little more tamed level. If you thought that fragrance was a little bit too sweet, too floral, a lot of people think, 𝗕𝗃𝗦𝗏 is more of a feminine kind of a scent. I love it, but I'm thinking if you wanted something that was a little bit more tame, but also very seductive, very romantic, Spice Bomb delivered greatly. Long-lasting, powerful scent. Some people like the Extreme better, but I love the original from 2012. Just an amazing scent. Speaking of bold and powerful fragrances, I could not do a top list without Dior. Dior delivers when it comes to class, sophistication, and elegance, and this fragrance has all of the adjectives. It checks all the marks. To me, one of the best from the brands in the last 20 years. This is Dior Eau Sauvage, not Sauvage, Eau Sauvage Parfum. Now, when you look at the note breakdown, you're gonna get myrrh, you're gonna get bergamot, and you're gonna get vetiver, which I love, and that's pretty much what you're gonna get here. I'm not even gonna spray because this is so bold, it's gonna overtake the room. It is a masterpiece. Discontinued, and then they brought it back in 2017, if I'm not mistaken, with a lighter Eau Sauvage Parfum logo here, which I believe is white, which is very nice like this, but a little bit tame. Perhaps you get 12 hours with this. With that one, you're gonna get 8 to 9, which is still a beast in my book. But this, a masterpiece, no two ways about it. Now, speaking of masterpieces, I have to give credit where credit's due. This is going to be a car brand. It's my favorite car brand, that makes fragrances in the last 20 years. And this particular fragrance, definitely the best car brand designer fragrance that came out in the last 20 years. We're talking Bentley's For Men Intense. This is a tremendous cognac and leather base scent. It's incredible. You have vetiver in the base, you have leather. It is bold. It's very niche-like. The way I like to describe this, if you know Jubilation 25 from 𝗵𝗏, take that scent profile, make it darker with leather, incense, and spicy and smoky notes. You get Bentley For Men Intense. This is incredible. Not for everyone, but if you like bold and powerful and unique, this will rock your world. Still in 2013, this one here is going to be another great one. In fact, I just did a best oud fragrances for those getting into oud fragrance. A great way, segue into oud. Check the card here. This is definitely one of the best ones. Versace Oud Noir, Versace Pour Homme Oud Noir. In my humble and honest opinion, the best oud designer fragrance ever made. Now, this is set to be discontinued. You can still find this around out there for like 75 to 80 bucks. I'm telling you, this is a must-have. This one here is an incredible scent. On this list here, if you want something that it's very intriguing, mysterious, but still wearable and great for compliments, this is like oud from Tom Ford, but it had more of a leathery and spicy and smoky, earthy undertone. Incredible stuff. Reminds me of Versace Men, that's also been discontinued, meets the oud wood from Tom Ford. That's what you're gonna get here. Needless to say, both great scents, so this one here, no different. Now this next one, ladies and gentlemen, to me is a gem, a masterpiece. Very hard to find. It took me years to get this bottle because I didn't pick up a bottle back when it was released. Also, from the beginning, we talked about Rodrigo Flores, a great perfumer, also the nose behind this fragrance. We're talking about Tom Ford Sahara Noir from the Signature Collection. This is a beast of a fragrance. I love this stuff. We're talking honeyed leather with incense, smoky, dry woods, just a phenomenal scent. This is niche through and through. I don't know for the life of me why this fragrance was discontinued. I'm sure it's gonna be because of poor sales, but I'm telling you, if you can seek out this fragrance, this is what it's all about. One of the best Tom Ford signature fragrances ever made, and I mean that with every sense of the word. Incredible. Hope you guys are really enjoying my picks. Just so you know, a lot of these fragrances, this 30 fragrances that I'm talking about here and much more, you can find, especially the hard to find, discontinued, you can find this stuff at FragranceBuy.ca, the partner of this channel. Be sure to check out the new arrivals tab and also the rare gems, because that's where you're gonna find a lot of the stuff I'm talking about here today. So check it out, details below. If there's any codes, of course, I'm gonna put it down there for you to make your life easier. Now we're talking 2013 still. Now this one here, a lot of people talk about Prada for, soapy fragrances, easy to wear. Absolutely, Prada L'Homme is incredible. Prada L'Homme Intense is an amazing leather. But I'm gonna tell you right now, over the last decade, I believe this to be the best Prada. It really flew under the radar. If you can get your nose in this, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. This is Prada Luna Rossa Extreme. This is going to be a coffee-based scent with dry woods, earthy undertones. Vetiver, this is dark, it's boozy, it's amazing. It's really a niche-like fragrance in the designer world. And I think that's the reason why people weren't ready for this fragrance. There's even like a hint of oud here. I just think people weren't ready for this fragrance. Hence the fact that the poor sales made this fragrance quickly discontinued. But I'm telling you, from 2013, Prada Luna Rosso Extreme, I've actually found 2 bottles on fragrancebuy.ca. Be sure to check that site periodically because this comes in stock every now and again. Just a beast of a release from 2013. 2014, now we're going to get into the next year. Now 2014 is a great year, as you'll see here. There's a lot of great ones, including this one right here. This is Bulgari Men in Black. Now I love this fragrance. We're talking oriental notes, amber, rum, spices, and leather. It is similar to a degree to Spice Bomb, but I actually like this one better because of the leather, the rum, and the spices made this one a little bit more mature, a little bit more dressier than Spice Bomb, which I think for a younger crowd, you could rock Spice Bomb for nightwear, for romantic settings, dates, or night out, dancing, clubbing, whatever. This one here, a little more mature for dressier occasions, a little bit more of a mature gentleman will love this stuff. Now I'm going to talk about 2 Dior fragrances back to back, also from 2014, both flankers, and I think, to be honest with you, quite honest, these are actually better than the originals. We're talking about Dior Homme Parfum, which added this dark leather and oud facet to the beautiful iris cocoa patchouli Dior Homme Intense, and the amazing, this makes my top list all the time for the fall, Dior Fahrenheit Le Parfum, which added this beautiful vanilla, bourbon, boozy note, dried fruits, spices, and leather. Both incredible flankers from 2014. Seek these out, guys. If you love stuff that's sophisticated, elegant, and it's going to really take your game up a few levels, these are a must. The next fragrance here has also been discontinued. It's also from 2014. It's going to be from Hermès, and it's called 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗏 Eau Très Fraîche, which now has been replaced by 𝗿𝗲𝗴𝗿, which I'm not really a big fan. I'm not a huge fan of that fragrance. It's okay. It's got the eucalyptus note. It smells like a sauna to me. But this one here had the beautiful orange up top with the vetiver. It had some nice green grassy components. It was uplifting, refreshing, just a vibrant kind of a fragrance. 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗏 Eau Très Fraîche, sadly discontinued. One of the best from the last decade. Still kicking around. Grab a bottle before it's too long because this one here, guys, a must-have. This next one from the bottle itself that looked like a beautiful whiskey bottle to the scent profile. This one here, I remember people going crazy for it. Some people even liked it better than the fragrance that this was actually similar to. The fragrance this was similar to was the Dior Homme Intense line, and this is from Valentino, guys, which is also sadly discontinued. This is Valentino Uomo. We have Valentino Uomo Intense, Valentino Uomo Noir. There's a whole bunch of different fragrances within this line, also all discontinued. But this one here is a 2014 release that started it all. And when you compare this, beautiful sprayers, wow, just wow. When you compare this one to Dior Homme Dior Homme Intense, the difference here to me was this sharper vetiver and leather dry down that it possessed, which really embodied the whole composition. I'm being a huge fan of vetiver fragrances. I am in love with this one. It's a beautiful juice. It's almost like a gray, ambery kind of a color. Again, the spices, the incense, the leather, the vetiver. This is a beast of a fragrance. Discontinued, as I said, sadly. This whole Valentino Uomo line, very worth checking out. If you find it for a decent price, grab it. If you like this type of a boozy, leathery incense, vetiver kind of a fragrance, you're going to absolutely go gaga over this line, as I have. You know this was coming. You know this was coming. We were talking about last decade, just like Bleu de Chanel. We could not talk about this one. This is going to be loved and hated. This is a polarizing scent, divisive, whatever you want to call it. This is Dior Sauvage. And this is also a vintage bottle from 2015. I do have the 𝗿𝗏𝗏, I have the Parfum, all the different variations, which is really essentially the same thing, a little bit toned down here and there and amplified in some notes here and there. But the character of this fragrance is basically beast sprayers. You can control depending on how hard you push. The profile here is undeniably great. It's going to be this shower gel, very clean, bergamot, and it's got this ambroxan, feel here that is very captivating. Whether you admit it or not, you know that when you wear this fragrance, you're going to be someone very alluring. You're going to demand attention. And to be honest with you, when I first sprayed this on, when I went to store to, figure out, I'm going to buy this, I'm not going to buy this, I get a little bit of an Aventus-esque vibe to the fragrance. I believe there's a lot of notes in this fragrance that are also contained in Aventus from Creed, but they made it such that it's not exactly a cologne or a dupe, but I guarantee you the people from Dior took inspiration from Aventus, making another great seller, top selling juggernaut of a fragrance in Dior Sauvage. You have to give credit where credit's due. This one here does the job. Another case of a flanker better than its original, the predecessor. This is going to be Dolce & Gabbana's The One Eau de Parfum. Now, Eau de Parfum, the original EDT smelled amazing. It was a gorgeous amber, spices, and tobacco type of a scent. A very likable tobacco, not a dark, rough and tumble tobacco, but a very, pleasant, very romantic, and very captivating tobacco. And that's exactly what this is. It's basically the same thing. If you compare them side by side, it's the same scent profile, except you get a couple hours more of projection and longevity on the EDP. A great scent, lovely stuff. Also makes a lot of great top lists out there. Most complimented, great for fall, great for dressier occasions, romantic settings, you name it, this one here does it all. Next fragrance is another one that got a ton of limelight here on YouTube. A lot of people talked about it. Took the YouTube world by storm, if you will, from the house of Jean-Paul Gaultier. Some say better than the original. I tend to disagree, but this is going to be, in fact, I like the Parfum version that came out a couple years ago better also, but this is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Ultra Malt, which is, you can't deny about the ambery, spicy pear that you get here, which is almost like a pear liqueur. This is inviting, this is sexy, this is romantic, this is captivating. If you're a youngster out there and you want something that is going to give you an edge and you're going to smell different than your friends, definitely seek this one out. It is great for what it does. It's a little bit loud, a little bit obnoxious, it's sweet. I like it better than Versace Eros, I tell you. I do love this beautiful pear up top. It smells like I said, a pear liqueur that's a little bit spicy, a little bit floral, and a little bit ambery in the base. Just a great scent for what it does. The house of 𝗏𝗏𝗃 always makes very elegant fragrances. No different here with the 2015 release, simply called 𝗏𝗏𝗃 Icon. I love the bottle, gorgeous metal, beautiful stuff. The scent itself is going to be a fruity vetiver scent that's very easy to wear, and it's just great for morning, casual. You dress up a little bit, great for office. It makes a lot of my office scents or versatile fragrance, because the key word here is definitely versatility. This is a versatile, very likable vetiver-based scent that you can wear for the office, for work settings, for when you want to put something on, you don't want to think too much, you're going to smell very elegant and sophisticated. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 Icon will definitely deliver. We're going to get to the last 10 fragrances, the last stretch here. I hope you guys are really enjoying. Of course, let me know in the comments your favorites from this stack. I want to read your comments, maybe figure something out or find something out that I haven't even known about in the comment section of this video. But I want to tell you that if you want to try any of these 30 fragrances and thousands to choose from, you want to try it before you buy it. You want to sample, wear it, live with it before you commit to a bottle, especially because some of these are discontinued, hard to find, very expensive. Check out Perfume.com. You're going to find discontinued, rare gems, new releases, everything indie designer or niche, guys. Check out Perfume.com, use my code, and enjoy. All details below. For additional perks, also join the Perfume Crew. You're going to get additional discounts every month, free bottle giveaways, and also extra savings from our partner, Fragrance by 𝗏𝗏𝗃. Again, all details below to make your life easier. Now, if you like gourmand fragrances, this one here will rock your world. It's going to be a coffee dessert, amber and spices. By now you should know exactly what I'm talking about. In fact, if you want to get this fragrance even better, get the newest one, new version of this, which I just did a review for you, comparing the whole line. Pop it up here, make your life easier. Check out that video. This is Tom Ford Noir Extreme, the original Eau de Parfum from 2015. Another one that took the world by storm. Men, women, everybody loved this fragrance. There is a very nice, Tom Ford does it well, guys. You got to give it to the man. Guy's a genius when it comes to putting together clothes or putting together great scent profiles that are amazing. Take his private blend, for example. It is class through and through. This one here, just a very nice dessert-like fragrance. If you like gourmand, ambery, spicy scents, check this out. You're gonna love it. Still in 2015 here, ladies and gentlemen, this one here, also a flanker. People say it's the best one from the line. I tend to disagree. I love the original, especially in its original form. Or if you get the Assans flanker of this brand, I think are my favorites. But this one here, also another one that got a ton of limelight. It is a great one. The only difference here, they took the original DNA and added this earthy, mineral, and patchouli incense kind of a facet. This is 𝗥𝗿𝗄𝗏, the Perfumo version from 2015. Also did a full review for you guys. It smells great. It's going to have the likable DNA from the original, but again, a little darker, a little more intense, if you will, but not much. It's nothing too dark or hard to wear. It's still very easy to wear, compliment inducing. One of those, versatile. You don't have, something to wear. You want to wear something real quickly and smell great. This one, you will fit any occasion, any setting. You're going to smell amazing. Perfumo from 𝗥𝗿𝗄𝗃 Armani. Great stuff. Another flanker here. This one took the YouTube world by storm. 2015 release. Some may say it's the best one from the line. It took the original burnt sugar and leather DNA and added this whiskey and spices, facet to the fragrance. I do enjoy it. I don't love it. I think it's a little bit too juvenile. And I have other fragrances in my collection I think do a better job. But you can't deny the fact that this is a compliment monster and will get you smelling amazing. This is going to be the whiskey, carry-on flask by Carolina Herrera CH Men Privé. I have to say, when I first sprayed this on back in the day, I liked it, but I didn't love it, but it grew on me. And I've had a couple bottles over the years, and I'm telling you, if you like the CH Men DNA, but you wanted something a little bit boozy and spicier, this is gonna do it for you. There are at least 3 or 4 fragrances on this list that were very hard to find. This is definitely one of them. It was a special release for the Middle Eastern market. It was available here for a while, hard to find again, then available again. Every time this fragrance hit the stock at FragranceBuy.ca, it immediately sold out within seconds. Forget about minutes. This is going to be one of my favorite finds of the last decade, one that I love to wear in the fall and the winter. Thank God I have a couple bottles. This is 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Homme Noir Ombre. Now, Noir Ombre, the name is very fitting to the fragrance. It's going to be a dark amber scent with spices. Oh my God, this is so good. You want to drink it. It smells literally like a liqueur, like a boozy spices and amber liqueur, something that you just pour and enjoy with somebody you love, somebody you want to have a good time with. It smells like a phenomenal drink. Get a little bit of an oud here, get a little bit of a rose facet. You got rose, oud, spices, incense. It's smoky, it's leather, it's powerful. It is a beast, guys. One of the best from Issey Miyake of all time, an exclusive to the Middle East market. If you can find this, guys, don't walk, run, jump, get it, because you're gonna love it. It's one of those fragrances that are bold. It's gonna be the most impressive fragrance in your collection. If you don't have a huge collection and you want something really unique, this is it. It is a damn shame, it is a pity when a great brand discontinues their fragrances, especially when they're that amazing. The fragrance I'm talking about here is part of a triad, collection that Robert Graham had back in 2015, 2016, and the fragrances were Valor, Courage, and Fortitude, which is the fragrance I'm about to share with you. Valor was a spicy coffee type of a scent. Courage was a gin and tonic fragrance. I have all 3 of them, guys, and they could all have been in this list, but this one here was the best one, which was a tobacco scent. This is Fortitude from the bottle. They also had limited edition, beautiful tops on them, like really nice big metal caps, which I'll pop here on the screen, which were limited edition. They were a little bit expensive, I think $165 or something like that, or $225. They were not cheap. Even these were like close to $100, but I'm telling you guys, these were incredible. For a while, you could find these at discounters. A lot of people didn't really care or disregarded how great these were. Now, a lot of you out there regret not having picked them up. I'm telling you, I always share with you guys on this channel, discontinued, we're about to get discontinued, hard to find when they're available. When I do that, if you guys have a taste similar to mine, jump on it. Otherwise, you miss out big time. Case in point, Fortitude, Courage, and Valor, Robert Graham. These were amazing. Now you have to look at eBay or Amazon, and they're up in the $200 to $300 range. This phenomenal spicy tobacco, as good as it gets. I love this stuff, but again, I have to wear it very gingerly now because it's the only bottle I have. This next one, now we're jumping to 2016. This fragrance, amazing. People loved it. It was hard to find, even harder now. Discontinued. It was re-released in 2018. Not as good. It got more mature, a little spicier, heavier in the vetiver, which I like, the 2018 release. But this one here is the one that took the cake. No one knows why the heck this was discontinued. This is Paco Rabanne's Invictus Aqua 2016. In my opinion, 1,000 times better than the original. The best one from the Invictus line, period. The ambergris, the marine note, the violet leaf, and the gorgeous grapefruit opening here just grabs you at hello. It's a compliment monster. It's uplifting. It's fun. It's a great scent. Puts a smile on my face. And again, only have this bottle. It's my last bottle. I'm gonna wear this very gingerly. If you have experienced this fragrance in any way, whether you smelled it in somebody or you had it yourself, you know for a fact that Paco Rabanne Invictus Aqua is the best from the line. No questions about it. Speaking of hidden gems, this is another one that I think, probably the first one to share with you here on YouTube from a brand that was hardly ever talked about. The brand is English Laundry. You can find this brand heavily discounted now online, but this one here is one of the hardest ones to find. This is Windsor Per Homme. The reason why I love this one is because it's going to be very reminiscent of one of my favorite fragrances of all time, Zara Per Homme meets Wadjan from Parfum Crew. You're gonna have that tobacco, dried fruits vibe, and you're gonna have that fougere, green, oak, mossy kind of a vibe that you get with the 𝗏𝗏. Put both together, Windsor per Homme is what you get. Incredible if you like both fragrances. And this is one of those that's long-lasting, powerful. I don't know if it's still available or if it's been discontinued or reformulated. I can't answer that. This is an original bottle, but all I can say is this is amazing. One of the best from that year, one of the best releases of the last decade that most people didn't really know about. Seek this one out if you have your taste similar to mine. We're down to the last three. The last three fragrances, two are going to be leather scents and one is going to be a patchouli and dried fruits based fragrance. Let's start here with this one from 2017. This is going to be from Bottega Veneta. This is Bottega Veneta Pour Homme Parfum. This whole line is incredible, just amazing. Hard to find here in America for some reason, but if you're in Europe, you're gonna have much easier time finding these fragrances. And what this one here is, the Parfum, is just an amazing, seductive, sensual leather fragrance. I love this stuff. It's gonna have the leather, it's gonna have spices, but most importantly has a pine needle, balsam fir kind of a vibe here, which I love. It gives the scent almost like this boozy, coniferous kind of a facet along with the leather and the spices. Is a beast of a fragrance, and I absolutely am in love with this fragrance. Thank God I have two bottles. Guys, if you like unique and powerful leathers, this one is a must. This next one needs no introduction. Also another one from Tom Ford. Now we're jumping to 2018. We're almost at the tail end of the video. This is Tom Ford Ombré leather. Needs no introduction, of course. Takes after Tuscan leather, Ombré leather 16. Then we had this fragrance. We had a Parfum version, mini flankers. This is the original from 2018, which to me is basically Tuscan leather with a little bit more of a sweeter and more seductive taste. I think Tuscan leather gets to be a little dry and even daring at times. This one here, Tom Ford made it so everybody could enjoy, and everybody did enjoy this. Ombré leather, amazing from last decade, from 2018, amazing stuff. So I'm glad that Tom Ford actually took Tuscan leather from the private blend, or Ombré leather 16, mashed into this fragrance here and poured it to the signature line, which is something that Tom Ford has been doing lately and quite successfully. And we're gonna close out the decade with this fragrance here, which I did review. I think it was one of the first ones to review on YouTube and really share this with you because I loved it so much from first sniff. I picked up 2 bottles. That's how much I loved it. And also of what this fragrance smelled like. This is going to be a peppery, sweet, fruity patchouli fragrance with cedar wood in the base. This is Moustache by Roches. This is the Eau de Parfum. Make sure you get this one from 2018. This is a beast of a fragrance, and the fact that you can actually find this quite affordable online just made it so much easier for me to pick it up. And this very similar to Yves Saint Laurent's Tuxedo from their private blend. So needless to say, a great scent, complements romantic, sensual settings, dates, you name it. This fits all the criteria I just talked about. Beast of a fragrance, amazing. Get it. Don't know if it's discontinued. Sometimes it gets hard to find, and it's another one of those that as soon as it hits discounters, it sells out that quickly. All the fragrances will be listed below to make your life easier. If I know where to find them, if they're available, it'll be linked below so you guys can check them out, whether you want to try them for the first time or whether you're ready to pull a full bottle. Hope you guys enjoy this video as much fun as I had filming it for you, and I'm going to have fun editing this thing. Hope you guys really enjoyed. Of course, let me know in the comments below what are the best or your favorite fragrance from the last decade. Love to read your comments. As always, appreciate the support. Leave a like, subscribe for more, hit the bell so you get these videos straight into your feed. I'll see you right back here with another video very soon. Take care.